Hello friends, welcome to Mind Matters, and I am Anjan Muralidharan. This is part 2 of the series, Human Mind. If you haven't watched the first part, please watch it before watching this video. The link is provided in the description box. In this episode, we will delve deeper into understanding the complexities of the human mind and how it shapes our thoughts, beliefs, behavior, character, and ultimately, our destiny. While it may be difficult to fully grasp the complexity of the mind, with research still going on, we can still strive to gain a better understanding of it. In the previous episode, we explored various emotions such as sadness, frustration, anger, and jealousy and how they are connected to our thoughts, beliefs, and behavior. So let's get started and continue our journey of understanding the human mind. Today we are going to talk about the power of thought. Every thought is like an event. It triggers another event, and the first thought is the cause, while the second is the effect.
Can you give us an example, Anjan?
Sure. Let's say you have a negative thought. That negative thought can grow and create more negative beliefs, eventually causing chaos in your mind. The result would be conflict and a restless mind, just like how a chain reaction works in a nuclear reactor.
Wow, that's really powerful. So what can we do about it?
That's where the present moment comes in. There should be a gap between two thoughts, and that gap is called the now or present. It's crucial to be aware of this gap, because it's where we have the opportunity to choose our thoughts and actions before they become the past and shape our future.
I see. So it's not just about living in the present, but also understanding that we have a choice in this gap of now?
Exactly. And it's not just about living in the present, it's about understanding that there is an opportunity for choice in this gap of now. We have the power to shape our own lives by the thoughts we allow into our minds.
That's really amazing. It's like we have control over our own destiny.
Exactly. It's up to us to be the gatekeepers of our own minds and be selective about what we allow in. That's the only way to maintain peace and clarity.
Thanks, Anjan. I will definitely keep that in mind.
You are welcome. Remember, every thought is like a seed, it has the power to grow and multiply. Choose your thoughts wisely.
So, if we fill that gap with negative thoughts, like fear or anxiety, then the next thought will likely be negative as well, isn't it? On the other hand, if we fill that gap with positive thoughts, like love or gratitude, then the next thought will likely be positive, right na? Sahi mein, this is cool. So, you mean that by being mindful of the present moment and being aware of our thoughts, and choosing our thoughts wisely, we can shape our own lives and create the destinies we desire. It's all up to us. Correct, Anjan?
Absolutely. So, instead of cribbing about your current stuck situation and asking questions like, why God made me like this? Why am I poor? Why am I not good looking, etc., you can fill the gap with positive thoughts like, I am capable and worthy of creating the life I want. I have the power to change my circumstances through my thoughts and actions. I choose to let go of my limiting beliefs and embrace a positive outlook. I am grateful for the opportunities and lessons that come my way. I am strong and resilient, and I can overcome any obstacle. I deserve love, happiness, and abundance in all areas of my life. I am surrounded by people who support and believe in me. I am constantly learning and growing, and I embrace new challenges with confidence. Remember that it's important to focus on positive thoughts consistently, as they can shape your reality and help you create the life you desire. Don't be afraid to ask for support if you need it, and take small steps towards your goals each day. Let me tell you a story. Not a story actually, but an incident that happened to me some years ago, when I was a student. As I walked down the lane, I saw my college friend standing just a few feet away from me. But something was different about him this time. He was holding a cigarette between his fingers, and he was chatting with a group of people near a cigarette shop. My mind was racing with thoughts and questions. How could this be? I had always known my friend to be a non-smoker. Was he under a lot of stress lately? Had he started smoking as a way to cope? I was filled with confusion and curiosity, and I knew I had to find out what was going on. But at the same time, I was hesitant to approach my friend. What if he was offended by my questioning? What if he was struggling with something personal and didn't want to talk about it? Despite my reservations, I decided to go up to my friend and ask him about the cigarette. As I approached him, I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. "Hey, I saw you from across the street and wanted to say hi," I said, trying to sound casual. I couldn't help but notice the cigarette. "I didn't know you smoked." My friend looked a little surprised to see me, but he quickly recovered and explained that the cigarette belonged to another friend who had just gone to the photostat shop and asked him to hold onto it for a few minutes. As he spoke, I felt a wave of relief wash over me. I had been wrong to assume that my friend had started smoking. I apologized for jumping to conclusions. As I walked away from my friend, I couldn't help but feel grateful that I had decided to go up and talk to him. I realized that I had let my own thoughts and perceptions cloud my judgment, and I was glad that I had taken the time to find out the truth. I also felt a renewed sense of trust and respect for my friend.
Wow. That was an exciting incident. Though the image you saw was correct, what your mind believed was a false picture. And as you said, you had allowed your thought and perception to cloud your judgment. That is deception. And that reminds me of the phrase, "an idle mind is the devil's workshop." Truly, it's intriguing to know that the mind is constantly a victim of such deceptions, and the thoughts generated by such a mind might be disastrous. Had you not decided to go and ask your friend, you would have made a wrong opinion about your friend. Now I understand what you meant by cause and effect. One thought becomes a cause, which leads to another thought that is the effect of the previous thought, and the cyclical process or loop continues. Awesome. Yes. But is it like, our mind always tends to associate everything with past experiences? Like, in my opinion, whatever we see, hear, taste, smell, or feel, we generally tend to link with our past experiences. For example, whenever I listen to a piece of new music, that either reminds me of some nostalgic events, or sometimes, I even feel that I have never heard such a piece of great music before.
Absolutely. It is true that our mind naturally tends to associate everything that we sense with our past experiences. You have said many a time, "that reminds me," haven't you? That is association with past experience. But there are other factors also that impact our thought process. Like emotions, biology, environment, societal influences, and our present mental health or condition can influence, shape, and significantly impact our thoughts. Now, just think of a person who has a lot of wealth, but is surrounded by negative people. His wealth won't bring him happiness. Similarly, external factors such as environment and societal influences can affect our mental state and emotions.
So, I suppose it depends upon these factors, whether our thought becomes our friend or enemy. Right?
Yes. But the key is to become aware of your thoughts and to learn to discriminate between those that are helpful and those that are harmful. The next step is to learn to control your thoughts so that you can align them with your goals and values. And how do I do that? There are many techniques that can be used to master your thoughts. One of the most effective is meditation. Through regular practice of meditation, you will become more aware of your thoughts and will develop the ability to control them. Another technique is to focus on the present moment. Instead of getting lost in thoughts about the past or the future, bring your attention to the present and observe your thoughts as they arise, without judgment. With some regular practice, you will be able to just eliminate any negative thoughts that are generated. That being said, now let me tell you how thoughts lead to beliefs, and how beliefs lead to behavior. It's like a chain reaction. Our thoughts influence our beliefs, and our beliefs influence our behavior. But before that, let me tell you something worth pondering. Have you ever had a thought pop into your head, and before you know it, you were already thinking about something else? Like super fast, right? Well, it turns out that our thoughts might actually be faster than the speed of light. I know, it's crazy, right? But let me explain. First off, let's talk about what the speed of light is. It's basically the fastest speed anything can travel in the universe. It's super fast, like 299,792,458 meters per second fast. And scientists have always thought that nothing could ever go faster than the speed of light. But here is the thing, our thoughts aren't physical things. They are like electrical impulses in our brain that happen super quickly. So, if you think about it, our thoughts can happen way faster than the speed of light. Like, imagine you are in Mumbai and you can think about New Zealand or the Arctic Ocean, or some star in the universe that is light years away, in, like, a fraction of a second. Light can't travel that fast. Having said that, our thoughts are beyond the limits of time and space. It can travel time in the past, present, and future. Like a time machine. This is pretty mind-blowing stuff, right? It means that our thoughts aren't bound by the same physical laws that govern the rest of the universe. And that's why some scientists think that this means our thoughts are non-physical and exist outside of space and time. Others think that our brain might have developed ways to bypass the speed of light limit and access information from the universe instantaneously. Either way, it's pretty wild to think that our thoughts can happen faster than something that's considered the fastest thing in the universe. It makes you wonder what else we don't know about our thoughts and our brain. It's just one of those things that makes you go, wow, that's so cool. It's a mind-blowing concept that challenges our understanding of the nature of reality and has important implications for our understanding of the relationship between the mind and the physical world.
Wow. That's incredibly cool. Relating thought to a time machine is a bold and ingenious analogy. The power of thought is a time machine that can take you beyond the limits of your physical body and the limitations of your mind. Things that are beyond the realm of space and time cannot be measured with our tools, but with the power of thought, it's possible to understand the different aspects of this universe. Thought can travel from past to future, and from the lowest negative energy levels to the highest positive energy levels. Awesome.
Hey, I wanted to continue this session further, but since time is not permitting me, I would like to continue this session in my next video, that is, part 3 of this series. To summarize today's session, we tried to understand how the cause and effect pattern of thought works. One thought becomes the cause, leading to the next thought, which becomes the effect, and the process goes on like a chain reaction. The power of the mind is not just about controlling our thoughts, but also understanding how they connect and affect one another. When we can recognize the cause and effect of our thoughts, we can begin to control them and direct them toward positive outcomes. It starts with mindfulness. We also learned about the gap of now, or the present. By being present at the moment and observing our thoughts without judgment, we can begin to understand the patterns and connections between them. And just like a gardener tends to a garden, we can tend to our thoughts, weeding out the negative ones and nurturing the positive ones. For example, when you are feeling down, you start thinking negative thoughts, and those thoughts will lead to more negative thoughts. But if you catch yourself in that moment and think of something positive, it will change the entire chain reaction of your thoughts. So, it's about being aware of the cause and effect of our thoughts, and using that understanding to direct them toward a positive outcome. Just like a masterful gardener, you have the power to shape and cultivate your inner garden of thoughts. And just as drop by drop makes up an ocean, thought by thought makes up a destiny. Now, that brings us to the end of part 2 of this series on the human mind. But there is much more to come. So stay tuned. This is Anjan Muralidharan signing off. If you have liked this video, please subscribe to this channel and like and share the videos. Have a great day ahead.